The Art Beat, a weekly program putting you in touch with artists and arts events from the J.T. and Margaret Talkington College of Visual and Performing Arts at Texas Tech University. Hello and welcome to the Art Beat on KLZK FM 105.7. I'm your host, Peter Martins, coming to you from the Talkington College of Visual and Performing Arts at Texas Tech University. And I am pleased to have as my special guest today, Eric Allen from the School of Music. Hello, Eric.
Hi, Peter. It's nice to be here.
Eric is the Associate Director of Bands and is also an Associate Professor in the School of Music, hopefully not for long, maybe full professor right around the corner here. But he also has the special honor, maybe, of being the Program Director for the School of Music's annual kind of cavalcade, kaleidoscope, whatever, of all things performance that goes under the name of Ignite.
That's right. I'm the director of the show for Ignite, and we're really excited to be in our fifth year for the Ignite show.
Fifth year, my goodness. Okay, I would have guessed 3 or 4. But I'm sure you're counting very...
Time flies when you're having fun.
That's right. And I believe this year is the first time that the event actually happens on a weekend night in Buddy Holly Hall?
It is. We're very excited to have it on a Friday evening this year. Give an opportunity for students' parents to travel to see the show. Mm-hmm. It's been a weekday, typically a Monday or Tuesday in the past, and so we've been campaigning hard to try to get a Friday or Saturday evening. So we're really excited to do that this year.
Yeah, grateful that we could get into the big room, as we say at Buddy Holly Hall, to do this, because it requires the big room. The logistics are something that very few spaces, in my view, could actually hold. So how did you approach this initially? Well,
I'd love to say this is an original idea, but this is the concept of Ignite stems from other universities do a show similar. I know when I was in school at Florida State years and years ago, they had the Prism concert, and some schools do a similar format at different institutions, where the idea is that it's a kind of a flash pan showcase, if you will, of the entire breadth of the program. Mm-hmm. And so this particular show, which is a little different than some, actually features the entirety of the School of Music. Some might just feature the winds and brass and bands and whatnot, but ours features really the entirety, at least close to it, of the School of Music and the offerings of the School of Music. So the concept of the show, it's designed to be a nonstop event, really. Mm-hmm. And so from the starting point, you might have a performance that begins on the main stage. And then as soon as that ends, another ensemble will appear somewhere else in the hall. And so when that ends, it moves to another. And so it's just the performance, each individual performance is actually relatively short, but it creates this kaleidoscopic feature, if you will, of what we do in the School of Music, and really what the amazing things that our students and our faculty are creating on a daily basis. It's pretty special. In its entirety, there are 700 plus students involved in the performance, wow, which is just really remarkable. And of course, a big part of that is the grand finale. Of course, is the entire Going Band from Raiderland enters the hall and performs. And with a full rendition of school songs at the end that the audience is invited to be a part of. So it's a really special event that kind of marks the end of the fall semester, but also just kind of a lead into the holiday season, if you will.
Sure.
So it's pretty exciting.
It's a great format, and we think of a theater, and you have the stage, which is where the performers are, and you have the seats and balconies and such where the audience is. But one of the things I appreciate about this event is, as you say, big group on the stage, and then 10 seconds later there's somebody playing over to your right up on a balcony or something, a smaller group. It's fun to be in the hall when that's going on.
Well, that's good, and that's I think that's the exciting part. Is in the program, you know what's coming, but you don't know where it's coming from until it happens, and that's the exciting part. You might be behind you, even it could be around you, and you could be in the middle of a performance, which is really exciting. And you become entranced with what you're watching, and then before you know it, you're transformed into another realm of music, and could be a completely different genre or style, different medium. because this concert, like I said, features everything. We'll have concert bands to the symphony orchestra, to our opera theater program, to brass quintets, woodwind quintets, mariachi,
piano duets.
Piano. We have the jazz ensemble. Gosh, the list goes on and on. I don't want to give away the entire program, but it's pretty remarkable what you'll see in one sitting of a concert, where it's just comes at you just in a flash pan idea. We do have some very interesting new things I won't give away yet, but some exciting things that are very innovative and very modern and new to the show this year.
Okay, well, I guess I'm not allowed to press you on those then.
Oh, well, you have to show up to get that information.
Okay. But as you're saying, it runs the gamut from the kind of the large ensembles that you might go to a concert to see anyway, right? The orchestra or the jazz ensemble, whatever. But also some studio-specific ensembles, which I appreciate. You don't normally get to hear. In this case, the aptly named bass ensemble called Too Many Basses, right? This is the string basses, and you don't normally hear, 8 of those playing at the same time. And to your earlier point, it could be a little bit of a flash mob feel when you're sitting there and all of a sudden the lights come up with actually you in the light pool, and there's 17 flutes right around you.
Yeah, it really is. It's really, sometimes it's surprising because you can be so entranced, like I said, with one thing that you don't notice this group that's crept in the dark and is ready to perform right behind you. It's pretty exciting. But the studio performances, it really, I think that one of the most important takeaways from this concert, other than I believe there's something for everyone. If you don't resonate with this type of music, wait 5 seconds and you might experience something completely different that really that you'll go away remembering.
Sure.
But it features, our amazing students and some phenomenal faculty, world-class faculty that shape these students on a daily basis. I think the takeaway is just the magnitude and the reach that the School of Music has in a moment like this. It's really awe-inspiring. Even as the person who's directing it and knows what's coming, when I'm in the middle of the dress rehearsal, standing in the middle of the hall, and see all of this and hear all of this come together, I'm just reminded how fortunate we are here in Lubbock to have such a mighty School of Music among us here.
Yeah, yeah. Well, if you won't give us all the details of the program itself, maybe give us some behind-the-scenes view there. Obviously the logistics of this are non-trivial, I might say, right? Even just getting the different setups on and off the stage, between curtain up and down.
Sure, I like to compare it to the Wizard of Oz. Don't look behind the curtain because it's chaos. Just like in any theater or concert, behind the scenes, it's a scurry to get players from one place to the next, and of course it's an infrastructure that's developed over the years, and so the first year was pretty wild. When you have the idea in your head and you're trying to get 700 people on board, that's a little different. Now, so many people have done it; they have an idea of how it works, so it's definitely become easier. We also have a wonderful stage crew and lighting and sound, and all of the folks that are just really skilled in this. So it's my job has become much easier over the years because we have so many qualified people on board that are lending a hand and contributing to the event being a success.
And they know they have the vision, they share the vision, they know how it works.
They do, and we sit down and we have a map of everything, from where every group will enter, how they'll transition, when they'll transition. It's pretty intricate, but we've got a pretty good system now.
That must be quite a spreadsheet. Wow.
It is.
Now, obviously, there's some coordination with the hall itself, with the Buddy Holly Hall staff.
Right.
And the lighting setup is, as we were kind of alluding to, non-standard. How does that work?
Well, we meet with Buddy Holly Hall usually about a month before the show and give them the diagrams, and we do a walkthrough and show exactly what we need and exactly when we'll need it. And then the day of the dress rehearsal, which is usually in the evening, I spend the day over there with them just to make sure that we do multiple walkthroughs and tech run-throughs of with lighting and sound, just to make sure that everything is, number one, cued in order and everything is set up and staged the way that it needs to be. So we try to make sure that by the time the performers get there, because what most people won't realize is there's only one rehearsal for this show. And so when you see the show, that's a difficult concept to grasp because it's so vast. But we have to make sure that everyone is and everything is in place before that rehearsal. So it's pretty involved. But like I said, this as we've been doing this a few years now, this idea doesn't just live in my head; it lives in many. So it works out much better.
Good. So we talked about the weekend night a little bit, but I'm not sure that we ever told people when it actually is.
Absolutely. So the Buddy Holly Hall on November 21st, which is the Friday evening before the Thanksgiving holiday week. So it's really a great time to come to Lubbock, see a show. Mm-hmm. There's not a home football game that weekend, so it works out really nicely here in Lubbock. And
otherwise, we wouldn't have the Going Band.
Well, it would be difficult. We could be, but
Right.
but we're glad to have. We try to schedule around football season, of course, every year to make sure that we can have the least impact on attendance. But we're really excited this year. That show will begin at 7:30 on November 21st. It's a Friday evening, and so we hope that along with our community that will turn out, that we'll have some of the students' parents who are from out of town that will be able to come and see the show and experience what so many have come to look forward to every year as the event of the fall semester and of the year, really. I should also mention that during the daytime on that Friday, we do a second performance during the school day, and we invite all the public school music programs to come and experience the show. And so we actually do the show twice, once for all the students in the area, and then an open show in the evening. And so it's a free concert, and so everyone is invited to come, and just the doors will open, I believe, at 6:30. And the show begins at 7:30.
Tickets not required?
No ticket required.
Okay,
you just show up. Someday we may get to a point where we sell tickets for the event, but right now it's an open community event, and it's on a first come first served basis. We do anticipate a full house this year, though, so we encourage you to get there a little early just to make sure you get a good seat. Mm-hmm. There really isn't a bad seat in that hall, and for this show, I mean, you're going to have a good view of something all the time.
Right.
So it's really special.
Yeah, for if there's something behind you, you'll have something kind of right close to you in your line of sight. Yeah,
that's right.
So you mentioned the school age. Is that elementary through high school that come and show up at the daytime performance?
Specifically, we're targeting potential music students, of course. I mean, we use it as not only community engagement, but also a recruiting opportunity. So our first priority for inviting students would be our high school music students, and then our middle school students.
Gotcha.
We sometimes are able to make room for elementary, but it's very difficult when we have so many of the secondary schools. And so we just encourage them to know that eventually they'll have the opportunity as they move into middle school and high school to come and see the show. But they are certainly welcome to come with their parents to the evening show.
Sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah, as large as that hall is, I guess it's good to realize that it does have a finite number of seats. After all,
it does. And along with all of this, I mean, the School of Music, we do collaborate. I should mention with the School of Theater and Dance, we have our music theater program in collaboration with our dance school does participate in the event. They'll be performing one of the acts as well. So
Great.
It's a collaborative event, and we also I think it's also become a really special thing for our academic areas to be involved. We actually do a research poster showcase before the concert too. So
in the large foyer there in front of the hall, right?
Right when you walk into the opening area, the foyer, like you said, there'll be a poster session with some of our graduate students and even some of our undergraduate students, some of the research work they're doing, a research poster session. So you can experience the academic side of what is going on in the School of Music as well.
Yeah, there's a lot of interesting projects that come out of that. And again, another reason to get there a little early, I guess, is to be able to spend some time there.
Absolutely.
Well, Professor Eric Allen, thank you so much for joining us today and telling us all about Ignite 2025 coming up on November 21st. Thank you for being with us, and good luck with the final stages of logistics and planning. And we look forward to seeing you in Buddy Holly Hall in just a short amount of time.
Oh, we can't wait. I just want to really encourage our community to come to this show. It'll be something you'll never forget. November 21st at 7:30 p.m.
Thanks. Bye-bye. The Art Beat, a weekly program putting you in touch with artists and arts events from the J.T. and Margaret Talkington College of Visual and Performing Arts at Texas Tech University.